Pull them by the back of the hair is pre-selection?
Yeah, if you are with a girl and you're sexually
insanity, fucking insanity. Please make sure I get a recording of this. Please make sure I get a recording of this. You don't understand what pre-selection is. You don't understand what mate choice copying is.
Okay, pre-selection and status are still cold approach skills.
No, it's
we're talking about how
you can't tell.
He's meeting it through a cold approach.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, pre-selection is not a cold approach skill. You don't get to adopt that. Pre-selection is not. Pre-selection is not a cold approach skill. Pre-selection is a social circle skill. Pre-selection is not a cold approach skill. Pre-selection is not a cold approach skill. Pre-selection is not a cold approach skill. You don't get to take that one. You don't win that one in the divorce. Pre-selection is not a cold approach skill. Absolutely not.
Are you telling me what the? So if you're telling me I'm talking to a girl and I mentioned about a bunch of girls I've slept with, that is somehow now.
No, that's bragging. That's not pre-selection. That's bragging. That's terrifying zero game DHV bullshit said by the tall, good-looking Australian guy. No, pre-selection is not. That is not pre-selection. That is a DHV. That is a DHV.
Sex coach and able to demonstrate.
Exactly. Tall, good. Yeah, the tall, good-looking Australian guy who goes and does, and you grab girls by the back of the hair and they get sexually turned on. I remember you told me that one too. Pre-selection is not a cold approach skill. Pre-selection is not a cold approach skill. Pre-selection is a social circle skill.
So wait, Marcus, you believe you can teach a newbie to go and grab her hair and brag about who she's
okay, wait. Let Mark speak.
Guys, pre-selection is an attraction trigger that can be used both if you go and cold approach a woman or if you hit her up on Instagram and you're using it as a social circle. Whatever you want to do.
But they're not equal, though. You're using pre-selection.
Let him continue.
But when I'm cold approaching,
or if Dan girls in person hits a lot harder.
Or if Dan is cold approaching, you can still use that skill of pre-selection. Whether it's you got, girls in the club that you've gone and spoke to and cold approach first and they've seen that. Alex, my business partner, uses that shit all the time. He will go and approach a bunch of girls in front of the hot girls. And guess what? He might pull them by the back of the hair first. And then that's pre-selection, right? But it's still a skill or attraction.
Pull them by the back of the hair is pre-selection?
Yeah, if you are with a girl and you're sexually
insanity, fucking insanity. Please make sure I get a recording of this. Please make sure I get a recording of this. You don't understand what pre-selection is. You don't understand what mate choice copying is.
Wait, you know why?
You're going to teach that.
It's pre-selection.
Okay, hold up.
The way a lot of these guys carry themselves, they walk a different way, the facial expression, the way they pull her hair communicates the pre-selection. Guys who don't fuck girls don't know how to pull a girl's hair. If you pull her hair properly, she knows.
I know, guys, this is madness. Just let them talk, guys. This is just madness. Let them talk. Just let them talk. I know it's fucking hilarious.
Skill set to a noob. Are you serious? Like, that's how guys get raped.
Good.
That's
this is how guys get a case, bro.
Teaching a newbie cold approach. If that's your version of pre-selection, you are literally teaching men to sexually assault women if they are newbies and they don't know.
Okay, all right. Now you're framing.
Jordan,
you can't frame it that way.
Earlier. He's talking about how it's gone so political now that we can't even talk about sexually escalating on a girl without some guy being like, "That's sexual assault." No, if the girl is
pulling a girl's hair that you don't know could be sexual assault. How could you not see that?
If you're not the guy with pre-selection and you're not the guy who knows what he's doing, pulling her hair in the wrong way, yeah, she's going to be unhappy with that. Can we at least agree with that?
Okay, well, you guys are framing it as sexual harassment. We're talking.
No. We're not framing it as sexual harassment. We're not doing that. We're telling you the world does it.
No.
Stop.
You are.
God damn it, guys! Listen, we're not saying it's sexual assault. We're not saying it's sexual assault. We're telling. Stop talking, bro. Jordan said that what's happening is that the world will frame you as sexual assault. Of course, we agree with you guys. Of course,
can I clarify my point then?
Yes, go ahead, Jordan.
Yeah. So let's talk about this. So if you walk up to a girl as a newbie who doesn't have the pre-selection that you're talking about, we're talking about teaching.
I'm not talking about a newbie right now.
We can agree on that. If you tell the newbie to grab the girl's hair and she doesn't like it, she is going to classify that as, hey, this
She is.
But you guys make good points.
He's talking about himself, not a newbie.
We weren't talking about newbies. We were talking
about himself.
Pre-selection.
We are shouting through our microphones through Zoom. This is crazy.
It is crazy.
It's because people keep interrupting Marcus. If you just let him talk. He's telling how he communicates pre-selection.
Okay, yeah. Let's do that. So I will give Marcus exactly 3 minutes of uninterrupted Marcusisms. How about that? So I am going to mute everyone and let's have Marcus speak.
All right, perfect. Thank you, my man. So yes, let's cover this first point, then I want to move on. So Jordan, I agree, okay, with the fact that if I have a newbie, I'm never telling them to pretty much ever physically escalate on the girl in the club. Like even making out, I'm telling them not to do it, okay? So I agree, like newbies usually have so little social understanding that I don't want to make any high risk play like that. So any escalation is always going to be verbal, because if you escalate verbally on a girl, she can easily just be like, look, I'm not into this. I'm going to go back to my friends and it's all good. Like happy days. If you try to like even make out, yeah, they're not going to probably call it sexual assault. But if you try and make out and she rejects you there, it's really hard to like come back from that. So typically with a newbie, I'm saying never sexually escalate physically in the club. It's always going to be verbal. Now, for myself, what I was trying to like display here is if you look like you're having really good interactions with women, especially if it's sexual and other girls see that in the club, they're going to be turned on by that. It's going to be like pre-selection. They're going to think if you can get this girl and this girl's really into you, or if it's like multiple girls, and that is a more advanced skill. I don't expect newbies to be running around the club doing this. That's why I said me and my business partner. But the point there is Dan isn't a newbie, right? That's why I'm talking about it from my perspective. Dan is someone that could do this. He's actually pretty good with women, right? So that is something he cold use as a cold approach skill using that attraction trigger pre-selection. Now on to now talking about the 3 guys that just came in. Look, me and Hamza could get 3 guys to give testimonials on being a noob in cold approach and it going really well for them, right? Now, all you guys have mentioned before that you've started off in cold approach. And to be honest, all you guys seem very socially aware, okay? Just in the way you spoke with a lot of confidence, you had really good tonality. You guys, if you came to me as a client and was like, look, cold approach is something I'm thinking, social circle is something I'm thinking of like involving my game, I'd be like, yeah, just based off that like introduction of you guys, I probably think you're ready for that. Like you guys seem socially aware enough to be able to do that. I can't imagine you guys at a party being very uncalibrated and creepy. But if you were to say, look, that's all I'm going to invest my time into, and I'm going to spend ages doing it like the way Michael demonstrated to me last time, I don't think that would be as effective as if you spent more time actually developing your skills through a cold approach, which is, sounds like, I forget who mentioned it, but one of you guys said my cold approach skills have actually gotten a lot better because I was put in environments where I felt a little bit more confident. So I agree with that. That's a great way to go about it. It just wouldn't be me spending all this time being like essentially an event planner to get to that level, right? I do more of an approach like Miguel spoke about, which was befriending the promoters, befriending the guys that work at the club, getting a little like pre-selection and confidence that way. Is like maybe bringing a girl you know to the club, like one of your friends, and slowly building it up. I think that's a better way of escalating social circle as opposed to just going like 1,000% investing all your time and money in it, especially if you're a newbie. I wouldn't really describe you guys as too newbie the way I'm seeing you at least now. So I will yield my 3 minutes of time. Thank you. Thank you guys.
Hamza, you're next.
Yeah, so a lot of my issue with a lot of the assertions that you guys are making is that you're framing it as something that's exclusive to cold approach or to social circle, but it also does apply to cold approach. Like the Instagram thing can apply to cold approach, pre-selection can apply to cold approach. It's not exclusive to social circle. And I wish ICE told me we could bring clients on, because I've had a few clients who've been promoters. They just stood around at the tables all the time.
If we had more people on this call, it would be even more insane. Yeah, no.
Or like have them record a video and then share it here. But like I've had promoters who just sit around at tables at clubs and they take pictures with girls. Their Instagrams are popping and they're not closing any chicks. I've had guys who are fraternity dudes. They go to parties that are mostly
sounds like they need MOA.
Some guys.
Let's get them in MOA.
Sounds like
they're having that issue.
Or like actual one of the issues is a lot of mindset issues, right? So some of the guys who think that cold approach failed them, yeah, they were totally working with scammers, and you guys worked with Michael, and Michael's a good coach. He knows what he's doing, so of course you're going to get results. But I feel like if you also did work with a cold approach coach who knew what he was doing, you would also get results, because you guys are calibrated and you are not like 100% hard cases. But one of the issues is a lot of these guys, they have who say cold approach didn't work for them is they have limiting beliefs around showing like intent with girls and owning that sexual like communication with women. And then women feel that, they feel like, all right, this guy doesn't know what he's doing, he's insecure. And going off of the hair pulling thing, right? If a guy tries to pull a girl's hair, a lot of the times he'll pull from like the ends of the hair. So she can tell, all right, he has no clue how to pull a woman's hair. But if he pulls from the scalp, it shows pre-selection, which tells her that he's done it before and he's gotten results with women. It's very simple.